In this installment, we're going to be going over the MLB slate for Monday, June 24th. Let's get into it. Hey, yo! Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our Monday, June 24th MLB slate we got going on. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetsJetsD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about that Patreon. Right now, we're at the homepage of the YouTube channel. Currently at 6.29 thousand subscribers. You already know the goal is 10K, and we are well on our way there. After what you guys did on that Sunday video, you absolutely showed up. I appreciate everyone that viewed that video, liked, and commented. It was phenomenal. 5,000 views on the Sunday video there, almost 250 likes as well. So continue to show that love and support. I'm going to continue to give you this free content. Thank you guys so much. All right. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. So if you are already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so we can grow to a broader audience. As you can see, it floods in certain days. If you're not subscribed right now, I'm telling you, missing out on a great community on YouTube and on Patreon as well. Another scenario today, it was on the last video, we did not do that well. It was 3 out of 8, letting you know that right now. It was 3 out of 8, but we did close strong with the New York Mets, and that was one of the plays I dropped in the chat in the Patreon. Sometimes it's like, hey, you know, we're going through the slate. It might be an up, might be a down. But hey, this is the last play of the night. Let's finish strong going into the next day. I gave out the Mets money line there and that cash as well. All right, so if you want to get connected with a great community, please sign up right now. That link is provided down below for the Patreon. I'm going to be dropping the MLB futures as well as soon as the NHL season ends, which will be on Monday. We had a Game 7 in NHL. So if you want to find out my pick for that as well, that's going to be in the Patreon. And then I'm going to be dropping my MLB future, who I think is going to be winning the World Series this year. That's going to be in the Patreon as well. I'm so excited to announce I have partnered with BetStamp and SIGNUP Expert to provide you guys with an easier way to sign up with any sportsbook in your area. If you go to the link in the description down below, you will be directed to this page you see here. It automatically displays all available sportsbooks in your area plus their current promotions. For example, you could take the plays given in this video and apply it to any other sportsbooks you don't currently have and reap the rewards. Now let's get into the slate. First up on our Monday slate, we are in Oriole Park, Camden Yards, Baltimore Orioles, 49-28, going up against the Cleveland Guardians, 49-26. Looking at the current odds right now, it's looking like the Orioles it's almost even here. Orioles are slight favorites at home, -115 on the money line with the comeback of the Guardians at a -105. Total run set at a 8.5. All right, public bet percentage here: 70% of the bets, 82% of the money towards the Baltimore Orioles, and the total runs 80% of the bets, 79% of the money towards the over 8.5. We have a okay pitching matchup here. Tanner Beebe, 5-2 with a 3.65 ERA, going up against Cade Povich, 0-1 with a 3.94 ERA. For the Guardians, Tanner Beebe, he's been strong on the road this year with a 2.84 ERA. Very good against righties, but he does have a propensity to get hit up by lefties, all right? Lefties do tend to get to him. He's given up a 1.33 home run per 9, a 258 batting average, a 1.35 whip, and the xFIP is almost 4. So that's going to be the concern on the road. Left-handed bats in the Orioles lineup. Cade Povich, he's struggled in the first couple starts that he's come into the league here, but bounced back in his next two versus Atlanta and against the Yankees. So he's shown some very good outings against very good offenses here. Against righties, he's been very good as well because he's a lefty pitcher. 0.71 home run per 9. That's good, under 1. The batting average is 178. The whip is 1.03, and the BABIP is 189. All right, so very solid numbers there. I'm going to be going with the Orioles in this one here. Orioles just got swept by the Houston Astros. This is a nice get-right moment. They're coming back home to Baltimore in a spot where this is, not saying it's a must-win, but you just had 3 games on the road, on a little bit of a road trip here. You're coming back home. This is a great spot to get things right here. And Cade Povich has shown that he can pitch against a very good offense, like I said, against Atlanta and against the Yankees here. Give me Orioles on the money line, and I'm going to go towards the over 8.5 runs as well. Next up, we have the Toronto Blue Jays, 35-42, going up against the Boston Red Sox, 42-36 here. Looking at the current odds, we have the Boston Red Sox at home, -145, with the comeback of the Toronto Blue Jays at a +125, and the total set at 8.5. For the pitching matchup here, Chris Bassett, 6-6, with a 3.52 ERA and a 1.41 whip, going up against Tanner Houck, who's been absolutely phenomenal this year, 7-5 with a 2.14 ERA and a 0.97 whip. So under 1 whip there for Tanner Houck. Chris Bassett has been strong on the road with a 3 ERA, and that's been over a nice sample size here, 39 innings pitched. Bassett has huge issues against lefties, though. He's given up a 1.42 home run per 9. The batting average is at 290. The whip is at 1.79, which is really, really bad. xFIP at 5.10. And he's going to probably see 6 to 7 lefty bats here going against the Boston Red Sox. Red Sox, on the other hand, this is a good spot for Tanner Houck. This is the ace of Boston right now, and he's been absolutely elite to lefties and righties. I expect the same thing to happen against this Toronto lineup that has been very, very inconsistent this year. That's why they're 7 games under 500. This team has not gotten the battens cracked yet, and now you're going up against Tanner Houck, who has been absolutely phenomenal this year. Give me the Boston Red Sox on the money line. If I'm going towards the over-under, give me the under 8.5 runs as well in this game. In Busch Stadium, we have the St. Louis Cardinals going up against Atlanta Braves here. Braves 43-32, Cardinals 39-37. Right now we have the Braves as road favorites, -120, with the comeback of the St. Louis Cardinals at a +100. Total run set at 8.5. For the public bet percentage here, people are kind of mixed up here. We got 67% of the bets on the Braves, but 79% of the money on the Cardinals here. So a lot of sharps coming in on that Cardinal side as of right now as home dogs. Total run set at 8.5. We got 96% of the bets, 97% of the money towards the over 8.5 runs. All right. Now, the reason why people might be split on this is because of Spencer Schwallenbach, and that's mainly because of what he did in the first 2 starts. But Spencer Schwallenbach, 1-2, 4.98 ERA. That's what people are looking at right there. Lance Lynn, 2-3 with a 4.08 ERA. Like I said, Schwallenbach is bouncing back from his first 2 starts. He's getting acclimated to the majors, and he's had pretty good numbers against both lefties and righties. So if you bypass the first 2 starts where he got hit up a little bit, and then you see his recent outings, he's been pretty good. That I've seen out of him. Lance Lynn on the other side, pitching worse at home. He has a 4.76 ERA when we're talking about it at home, and he struggles against lefties. They hit him really, really well. Right now against left-handed bats, he's given up 22 earned runs, 6 home runs, and he's going to see at least 4 lefty bats here in this very, very potent Braves offense here. So I think this is a good spot for the Atlanta Braves. I'm going to be Vegas gave us the line here. People want to go against that. I think, obviously, the Braves are the better team. I like the spot that they're in, going up against Lance Lynn and his struggles at home. So give me them on a money line. And give me the over 8.5 runs. I do expect the Braves to open things up here against this Cardinals team. And, hey, Schwallenbach might give up a couple runs, but definitely Lance Lynn is in a worse situation here going up against the bats of the Braves. And I am impressed of what I've seen out of Spencer the last few outings. Next up in Chicago, we have the White Sox going up against the LA Dodgers here. 48-31 Dodgers. White Sox 21-58. Talk about complete opposites here. Looking at the odds, we have road favorites LA Dodgers minus 145 on the money line with the comeback of the White Sox at a plus 125. The reason why it's this close, I'll get to that in a second. Total is set at 8.5. And the pitching matchup, we got James Paxton, who's been pretty good this year, 7-1 with a 3.65 ERA and a 1.31 WHIP, going up against Garrett Crochet, the phenom here. This is the reason why the line is closer than expected here. We got a Garrett Crochet 6-6 with a 3.25 ERA and a 0.95 WHIP. All right, so lefty versus lefty matchup here. James Paxton, he has some raised numbers on the road, 4.50 ERA. Like I said, he's been solid throughout this season. He pitches better at home, but that ERA on the road, a little bit of a concern, 4.50. He does have a low average, but the issue is power against right-handed batters there. White Sox does have some power guys that are from that right-handed side. But the average here is they're not good hitters on the Chicago White Sox. All right, so far in the few between here when you get a good Chicago White Sox hitting day. So at most part, Paxton should take advantage of this pitching matchup here going up against the White Sox lineup. Garrett Crochet, what can I say, man? Ace of this team and a phenom as well. Top three versus lefties is the LA Dodgers. So it's going to be a tough test for Garrett Crochet in his young career. And usually his blemish is power against righties. His home run per 9 is at 1.18 against righty bats. So that's the little blemish on Garrett Crochet there. But this is a tough test here. If you want to go with the White Sox here, the only way I would attack them, just the same thing when we see Paul Skeens for the Pittsburgh Pirates. I would go with the first 5 innings. That's the best opportunity to tack on some runs, and you got your ace on the mound and Garrett Crochet. So if you want to go with the White Sox, first 5 is your best bet. But give me the Dodgers in the full game. I like them on the money line. But I am going to be looking towards the under 8.5 runs here. I do expect a pitching duel between these two guys here. Next up in Kauffman Stadium here, Kansas City Royals 42-37, going against Miami Marlins 27-50. Looking at the Royals on the money line, minus 250 on the money line. Big favorites here, going against the Marlins, plus 190. The total runs are set at 9, okay? Public bet percentage here, 88% of the bets, 99% of the money all over the Royals. And I tend to agree with them on this one here. Total runs, 65% of the bets, 67% of the money towards the over 9 runs. Before I get into the starting pitching matchup, this is a much-needed game here. Very similar spot as the Orioles for the Kansas City Royals, who struggled against the Rangers in that series. And then Miami Marlins playing pretty good baseball and handled their previous series here. So they did price this correctly when you're looking at the odds at minus 250 for the Royals. All right, because especially the starting pitching matchup here, Roddery Munoz 1-2 with a 5.76 ERA going up against Cole Reagans, another stud here, 4-5 with a 3.13 ERA. We got a lot of nice young pitching here in the MLB. Cole Reagans, Paul Skeens, and we just talked about Garrett Crochet. Reagans is up there of how talented he is, all right? Okay, Roddery Munoz is an absolute gas can, especially versus lefties. Right now, he's going to be seeing 4 lefties on that Royals batting order, but he's given up a 5.14 home run per 9. The batting average is at 298. The whip is at 1.64. xFIP is at 4.52. And he is giving up power to righties as well. So bad against lefties, horrible against lefties, and home runs against righties. His home run per 9 against righties is 1.72. So that is absolutely putrid here. This is a perfect spot for the Royals to get back on track here, get a W. Give me the Royals on the money line. Give me the Royals minus 1.5. And give me... do the Marlins score? That's the question. Give me the under 9 runs here. I don't expect the Marlins to score runs against Reagans. Next up in Milwaukee, we have the Brewers, 45-33, going up against the Texas Rangers, 37-40. Current odds right now, Milwaukee Brewers minus 155 on the money line with the comeback of the Rangers at a plus 135. And then the total is set at 7.5, so pretty low total here. Maybe they're looking at more of, because Freddie Peralta is a very good pitcher, but Michael Lorenzen, despite the fact that his ERA is 3, there's a lot of question marks there. So starting pitching matchup, Michael Lorenzen 4-3, 3 ERA with a 1.15 WHIP, and then Freddie Peralta 5-4 with a 4.06 ERA and a 1.17 WHIP. All right, Michael Lorenzen is one of those guys. He's a righty pitcher that can't pitch to righties, and he's given up a major home run per 9 here. 2.36 home run per 9. The batting average against righties is a 304. The whip is at 1.60. BABIP is at 308, and the xFIP is at 5. So across the board, horrible against righty bats in this lineup for the Brewers. Freddie Peralta has been very good this season. The ace of Milwaukee Brewers does have an issue to power against righties as well, but I think it's more glaring on the side of the Texas Rangers and Michael Lorenzen. So give me the Brewers. You can take Brewers first 5. As long as Michael Lorenzen is pitching, I like them to take advantage of him. I like Brewers full game on the money line as well. If I'm going towards an over/under, I do think things get a little bit open here offensively. Give me the over 7.5. I do think that's a little bit too low in this game here. Over 7.5 money line of the Brewers as well, and also consider first 5 Brewers. Next up, we got a battle of the 2 of the worst teams in MLB. Oakland Athletics 29-51 going against the Angels 30-46. Current odds right now, Angels are slightly favored, minus 125 at home with the comeback of the Oakland Athletics at a plus 105. Total run set at 8.5. I'm telling you right now, take the over 8.5 in this pitching matchup. Luis Medina 1-2 with a 4.71 ERA, 1.48 WHIP, going against Griffin Canning. Every time I see Griffin Canning, you want to attack him. And when we dig into numbers with Medina, you want to attack him as well. So Canning is 2-8 with a 5.02 ERA, a 1.38 WHIP. And if you look over, the home runs is glaring. 14 home runs already this year. Griffin Canning has given up. Both of these guys are gas cans. Medina has been very inconsistent. He pitched well against Atlanta and the Royals. Maybe he shows up. I mean, he could have an okay game. He did it against Atlanta and the Royals, if you look back, but he gave up 10 runs to the Blue Jays and to the Twins. All right, so that was a big issue there. And if you look and you dig deeper here, his numbers against righties, a 3.11 batting average, a 1.82 WHIP. The BABIP is at 350, and the xFIP is almost 6. So that is not good at all with Luis Medina. And then Griffin Canning, he's the icing on the cake here. Absolute gas can. His home and road ERA is above 4.85 and above. And lefties absolutely destroy him, all right? 2.18 home run per 9, 291 batting average. The whip is at 1.60, and the xFIP is at 5. So this spot here, I want to attack both pitchers. Give me the over 8.5. I love the over in this one. That's going to be my favorite play. If I had to choose who's going to win this game, I expect runs, but who's going to win? That's going to be rough. I would lean, and the reason why they juiced it so much, just give me the plus 1.5 on the Oakland Athletics at that minus 200 to keep it safe. But if you're willing to risk it, I think the Athletics can get this win here. I think Griffin Canning is a worse pitcher than Luis Medina. So those are going to be my leans for that. Favorite play, over 8.5. Safe play, plus 1.5 Athletics. Or if you want to take the risk, get the Oakland Athletics on that money line. Last but not least, we're in Petco Park here. San Diego Padres, 41-41, going against the Washington Nationals, 38-39. Looking at the Padres, they're home favorites, minus 225 on the money line with the comeback of the Nationals at a plus 180. The total run set at 8.5 here. Public bet percentage, 90% of the bets, 99% of the money, all over the Padres here. Total run, 78%. 78% of the bet, 79% of the money towards the over 8.5. And that's because you see Patrick Corbin. All right, Patrick Corbin, 1-7 with a 5.60 ERA. Matt Waldron with who's 5-6 with a 3.46 ERA. Usually Patrick Corbin is an absolute gas can, but there was a bright spot in the last two starts. He's pitched very well in back-to-back games. Patrick Corbin, so that was a big shock to see. In those two games, it was 10 innings pitched, only 2 earned runs, and 11 strikeouts. So I don't know if that's going to be something new, and he's going to trend well. But we're looking at a status here, or a game log of over 2 years of just horrible pitching from Patrick Corbin. Looking at the numbers this year against lefties, a 309 batting average, a 1.89 whip, a 370 BABIP, xFIP at 4.32. Against righties, a 306 batting average, a 1.51 home run per 9, a 1.54 whip, a 322 BABIP, and the xFIP is at 4.64. So bad numbers, the lefties, bad numbers, the righties. I don't think he's going to go back to his old self in his early part of his career. He's just got lucky those last 2 starts in Patrick Corbin. Matt Waldron, on the other hand, he's been worse at home with a 4.36 ERA, and lefties are his issue, all right? He's giving up a home run per 9 at a 1.16. The batting average is at 260, so not too bad, not too crazy. It's not 300. The whip is at 1.42, and the xFIP is at 4.20. So the Nats bats can get to Waldron with their lefties, but absolutely 100% the Padres should smack around Patrick Corbin here. So the over is going to be my favorite play at an 8.5, which I'm surprising. I expect more money on that, but more money is on just taking the money line. So my favorite play is the over 8.5 in this one. I do expect the Padres to win this game as well. You can consider that -1.5. That's how bad Patrick Corbin is. And that Nationals bullpen is a little bit shaky as well. So Padres money line, Padres -1.5, and the over 8.5 runs here. That's going to be the breakdown for our Monday slate in MLB. Let me know in that comment section down below. What are your thoughts on the Monday slate? Do you have any plays that I did not go over? Let me know in that comment section down below. If you want to sign up for the Patreon and join the community that we're building on there, that link is provided down below as well. And I'll be back with another video very soon. All right, peace out.